So we can all agree that Chelsea made the wrong decision. The question is why she made it. She's been telling anybody who would listen, I just want somebody to choose me. And Trevor rightfully calls her out.
I'm confused. So you're choosing someone who was questioning if they wanted another girl versus someone who was 100% sure that they wanted you.
So in today's video, we're going to do another review of an anti-capitalist feminist who notices and claims that men on the latest Love is Blind are red-pilled. And I'm going to critique on her opinions, which are usually wrong. This scene reveals one of the biggest red pill concepts, pre-selection. Travis basically laid it out, that she would rather pick a guy who's not sure about her over a guy who's 100% sure about her. Why? Because especially to modern women, a man with options will always seem to be more valuable than a man who doesn't have options. And this is especially supercharged with the fact that the other guy is choosing between her and the hottest chick who's ever been on the series, Jessica. So because Jessica, the smoke show, is into Jimmy, Chelsea thinks Jimmy is better than Travis, who's this buff Chad. The bottom line is, if women, especially modern women, don't think they have to compete for you because you say you're 100% focused on them, they'll see you as an option, a placeholder, or a plan B for the guy who's entertaining a couple of women. Continuing.
So to everyone asking why Chelsea did that, it's because she wanted validation, not love. It was never about Jimmy versus Trevor. She has never seen these people before. But you know who she has seen? Jessica. The minute she emerged from the pod, started talking to Jessica, and realized that Jessica was also talking to Jimmy, Chelsea felt like if I can win over this kind of girl, get the kind of validation that this kind of girl has gotten her whole life, I will finally feel whole. I will finally feel like I made it.
Sorta. It's more like because the hottest female is entertaining Jimmy, she thinks Jimmy is more valuable, but she's an idiot. This isn't the real world. Jessica doesn't know what Jimmy looks like, and who truly knows why she picked Jimmy over everyone else. Most people think she's on the show to just gain clout because her IG went from several thousand followers to hundreds of thousands of followers. So yes, this is partly a competition with the hottest chick to see if she can beat her in getting a man, because in the real world, she'd never beat Jessica. It's not even a competition. Jessica is a 9. She's a 5 at best, maybe a 4. You'll see what Jessica looks like when we review a video on her later in the video.
And that's why she ended up gaslighting Jimmy a little bit in terms of her looks. You know, there was plausible deniability. She said, other people say I look like Megan Fox. I don't see it. But it was a dud. She planted just enough suspicion in his mind to make him believe he was going to get a certain thing if he picked her. So, of course, he picks her over Jessica. And she thinks this is going to fulfill her. Of course it doesn't, because when you win with a superficial guy like that, by appealing to his baser instincts, you always have to worry about him.
You hear this bed wench? Gloss over the fact that Chelsea not only broke the rules of this dating show, hinting to Jimmy that she looks like Jessica Alba, but she also lied about her looks. It's no different when a dude rents a sports car like a Lambo and claims he owns a Lambo to sleep with gold diggers. So of course, if you're cashing checks you don't have, it's going to be a problem. Yep, this feminist is blaming Jimmy for being a man, not the bitch who lied. Jessica was a massive, insufferable headache. That's why Jimmy was struggling to pick her. But I think because he dated a good amount of women who were hot, he probably guessed she was hot because she was so shallow. And he had some personal chemistry with Chelsea, who gaslit her personality as well. So when Chelsea hinted to him she was hot, she gave him a no-brainer decision. Pick a headache over someone he gets along with. Before we go further with the video, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Mickey R, who shared, "Their egg is just a bloodstain without a man's seed." Now that's just nasty, but that's fucking funny. So man, thanks for sharing that comment. So don't forget to reach out to my email and claim your $5. As always guys, I'll be picking one comment for comment of the day. Could be the funniest or the most liked or just one that stuck out to me. So don't forget to leave a comment and you could be our next comment of the day. So be sure to hit that like and sub button too, as the support means so much. So now let's get right back into the video.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever.
He was testing the waters to see if he could get Chelsea to tell him what Jessica looked like.
She brought up looks as well, which was kind of.
She brought up what?
Looks. I was like, What do you mean?
Like, she told me that I'll, like, be holding my breath when I see what she looks like, you know. It's like, I just thought that was a little weird to say, considering the principle of the sort of the whole experiment. So,
Yeah. Well, you know, you're gonna see her.
I could say I can't wait to to get there, but I can wait.
So you see that? Jimmy is covertly trying to feel out, trying to manipulate Chelsea into telling him what Jessica looks like. Oh, well, Jessica said I was going to be gagged when I saw her. So, do you feel like she looks better than you? And, Chelsea is not giving in, but it really highlights her insecurity. And you can tell this is a major issue because she is consistently trying to get him to give her validation. The drop she got when he picked her over Jessica was not enough because, of course, he had not yet seen her. So she continually boosts him up, hoping that he will give her that same energy back, and she's never getting it.
Look at him. You're such a babe. Everyone's looking at you.
Yeah, it's so freaking muscular.
Again, this is the mess she created because she claimed she looked like Jessica Alba. Maybe 10 years ago and 50 feet away when she was in her prime. Yet Jimmy is being blamed for her trying to live with the consequences of her actions. She knows she's ugly and she's a mess. Like, her personality went from a 7 down to a 0 because the whole time she's trying to force Jimmy to like her. Had Jimmy lied about being rich, this Tyrone leftover and the whole internet would make Jimmy public enemy number 1 for lying and would not feel sorry for him if he was dumped. Yet it's Jimmy who's quote-unquote manipulative for holding Chelsea accountable on her looks. Also, this proves if you don't validate a modern woman, she'll try to qualify for you. She'll do anything you want because you show her that you care the least in the relationship. Another red pill truth. Stop validating these women, especially on their looks, and they'll try to validate themselves to you.
You gotta watch out.
Watch out. All the ladies are gonna steal my man. I think my only concern right now is him feeling the same about me. Our buff, babe. How's it feel to be the hottest one on the beach?
I can appreciate compliments, but I mean, come on.
Babe, I'm here to hype you up.
Even Jimmy is like, come on, man, stop being ridiculous. Like, okay, it's okay if you think I'm attractive, but like, I'm clearly not the hottest person on this beach. He becomes uncomfortable with her just hyping, but she's doing it because she wants to get the same energy back. And she continues to pour ceaselessly into him, and he's never giving it back because he's giving it to other women who he actually finds attractive.
Point taken. Jimmy also is supposedly hung, so that's another reason why he's getting more attention than you'd expect from women. And this just proves the red pill. If women are validating a woman's man, she's going to value her man more. Modern women are like kids. If a kid hasn't played with a toy for a year, but another kid is having fun with that toy, then the kid will suddenly want his toy he forgot about.
Which is no slam on Chelsea, but anytime he's remotely in the vicinity of a woman who he finds attractive, he completely embarrasses her. I mean, look at how he's acting with her friend AD at the cocktail party.
That woman is absolutely stacked. But AD, I say that in the most respectful.
Babe, you can say whatever you... She's a bookshelf. AD! Hey, how you get a butt like that? Squats in Jesus, girl. That's it. I saw what you said. He goes, that girl,
whoa.
She's pretty stacked.
There's a compliment there. It was subtle, AD.
I have to say, I think it's so offensive that all of these shows, all these reality TV shows, whether it's The Ultimatum or Love is Blind or Love Island, always reduce black women down to our butts. Like, this woman has a gorgeous everything, so I have no idea why they're doing that. But
that's because most black women reduce themselves to their looks, just like every other modern woman. I haven't noticed black women per se being reduced to their booty on every dating show, because there's skinny black women on these shows who have regular butts. If you don't know, this female commentator is a black social justice warrior feminist who only has one photo of herself on the whole internet, which is great. Wish more women were private like her, to be honest. As for Jimmy embarrassing Chelsea, no, she's embarrassing herself. She's a post wall who's probably been part of the Mile High Club too many times, because she's a flight attendant. Her reckless behavior made her hit the wall super hard because she looks road worn. And instead of hitting the gym, she projects her insecurities on everyone else, especially the men she dates, which makes her insufferable. She even tries to shame men into liking her, which is why she's single and she went on a dating show with the premise that men can't see her until they choose her. Go figure. Let's read the comments and see what people think. Top comment with 38,000 likes says, LOL, and she lost cause Trevor is way more attractive than Jimmy. Like why? Yes, Trevor is certified Hulk Chad. What lady wouldn't pick him? But she couldn't see him, just like Trevor couldn't see her. And you want to know a secret? He dates models and fitness chicks, which means he wouldn't be attracted to her either. These bird brains act like it's a given that men will be attracted to them. No, it's not. Buff Chads and Tyrones like Trevor get the hottest women. Another comment. She was crying hysterically with Jimmy every episode, and she always had a smile on her face with Trevor. I don't get it. It's because Trevor limited his options to her while Jimmy had choices, which made Jimmy look more attractive. Women assume a man with choices is more valuable and more attractive. That's why. These females aren't registering the fact that they can't see their choices in the dating pods until they propose or get proposed to. Another comment. I think it worked out perfectly. The two people who chose from a shallow perspective got what they deserved. They're blaming Jimmy on what Chelsea did, as in lie about her looks. She purposefully got him to choose her. He didn't deserve her, because he had to watch himself the whole time he was on TV. Because had he held her truly accountable for her looks, he would have been cancelled and be public enemy number one. She forced him into a bad situation to choose her out of pity and public pressure, so she deserved to fall on her face. Let's look at the next video.
How did Jessica go from standing on business so hard in this scene to allowing Jimmy to play in her face once again?
You see and realize what you missed out on, you are going to choke. You're going to choke. You are going to need your EpiPen to open up your airways because you are going to be in disbelief of what you missed out on.
So that's what Jessica looks like. A real smoke show. The hottest contestant to ever be on a dating show. And the reason why Jimmy didn't pick her is because her personality was a 0. She's entitled and self-centered because she's never had to evolve as a person. Her looks are a super cheat code on top of living life on easy mode. Throughout her whole life, she's been allowed to be a raging bitch because of her looks. Her personality is so bad and her looks are so good that if she had a built-in mute button, she'd be married already. She's also a single mom, so that was another major factor in why Jimmy didn't choose her.
Thank you for the experience. And truly, Jimmy, God bless you.
Now, Jessica seems to know her worth in this moment, and she seems to be going hard and not allowing Jimmy to disrespect her. But everything she assigned worth to was physical.
No shit, Sherlock. That's because her looks are the only reason why anyone would deal with her. And Jimmy wasn't trying to play her or insult her or make her look bad. Almost all the interactions Jimmy had with Jessica was her being a massive migraine to Jimmy. She was super argumentative and really stressed Jimmy out to the point that he had some type of PTSD. This feminist, who's Tyrone's leftover, just sees every man as a player because she has PTSD from players and getting pumped and dumped. So she injects her trauma into almost every video she does.
But it is clear that she's entertaining him again. You know, she's grinning up in his face, allowing him to slither his way back into her good graces. That I have no trouble believing because she never believed in herself outside of her beauty. And because she's more conventionally attractive, I don't think a lot of people clock that she is just as insecure as Chelsea. She's constantly asking Jimmy for validation.
You ruined this opportunity for me. You ruined it. And you should be ashamed of yourself for letting me feel that way. Because you know, just like I do, for the right person, I'd never have to wonder if I was too much.
Jessica knows her looks are the only thing that brings her value. And the reason why she's mad or sad is because she doesn't get to be in the spotlight. She's trying to get validated by Jimmy because she has to compete for him. It's a competition. And for some reason, Jimmy has her number. Also, because he doesn't know what she looks like, he doesn't treat her the way most men do and allow her to walk all over them. He's held her accountable throughout the dating process. Also, she's crying because she's probably has never been rejected in her whole life. Maybe a super alpha rejected her, like pumped and dumped her, but nothing like this. And like I said, I think she was on the show to build her name, so she's just a spoiled brat who's crying about not getting her way. That's all.
I
I've made excuses for you, and I've told myself, oh, well, Jimmy just needs time, because I am a lot. And now we're out of time, and I'm leaving here alone.
Jessica's scenes made me so sad because it answers the question, who goes on reality TV shows genuinely hoping to find love? So she reveals her past to Jimmy, and I have to say, he was always paying her dust. He was never really that engaged. Like she said, she would be pouring her heart out, and he would just be there, just listening, not even really doing that. But, she talked about how her parents were both drug addicts. She was a ward of the state. She became pregnant as a teenager. She was adopted later in life. It just sounds like someone who's always been looking for love, really desirous of finding where they belong. She has deep, deep trauma.
She was a walking black flag, and I guess she tried to guilt Jimmy into picking her because she couldn't use her looks. Her personality was worse than a blow-up doll. The reason why Jimmy wasn't engaged was because she was nowhere near his peace. She was the chaos. Jessica proved why she was single because no one can stand to be around her.
And Jimmy just basically strung her along and played with her heart. But that would make her more vulnerable to going back to him, not less. A lot of people thought when she had this huge confrontation and this blowout with him, oh, that meant she got her closure and she was never going to speak to him again. I disagree. She kept saying how he broke her heart and how she thought he was the one. I think that shows she's more vulnerable to going back to him. I think just like Chelsea wanted to win over someone who looks like Jessica for the first time, and that's why she planted the dud about people say I look like Megan Fox, to win over the superficial Jimmy. I think Jessica, who's always been judged on her physical appearance, wanted to win. She wanted someone to want her for who she is on the inside, just like AD was saying.
Jimmy wasn't playing her. Again, this bedwench sees everything from her player trauma. She needs to see a therapist because she can't stop thinking about getting pumped and dumped by Tyrone. Jimmy was picking between two people. That's far from playing her. And because he wasn't validating Jessica, she had to try her hardest to win him over. She's probably also was stuck with Jimmy because no one else wanted to deal with her personality. And Jimmy was her ticket to becoming more famous. That is, get more airtime on the dating show. That's all. Maybe she really wanted someone to love her on the inside, but the fact that she was so willing to share about her past on national TV means that she used that sob story to manipulate men in the past just to keep them around longer, is my guess. This was one big play for the camera, for her to star in her own drama, because some of the things she did looked super scripted to make her look good. Like she wrote a letter to her future husband and made Jimmy read it. When Jimmy wasn't impressed and made a reaction she didn't like, she PMS'd. It's like in North Korea, people get arrested for not crying hard enough for the dictator. Kinda similar with her being mad at Jimmy for not swooning over her after reading the fake letter. Let's read the comments. All this for that man? So Jimmy gets almost canceled for being quote-unquote shallow, yet these females trash his looks at every turn. Another comment with 40k likes says, are we all seeing the same man? I just ran into 6 Jimmys at the gas station. Jimmy isn't that bad looking, and she didn't know what he looked like. Also, he's got a big shtick and his exes looked super hot, so he can deal with smoke shows. That's masculine behavior that hot chicks love, because it's holding them accountable, which most men don't. A red pill comment. He was done the minute she told him about her daughter. No shit, Sherlock. No sane man wants to commit to a single mom. Maybe smash and dash. That's a problem no one wants to clean up, including the actual father, despite Jessica looking like a 9. The actual father doesn't want to be with her. That should tell you something. A single mom responds to the comment, yeah, but as a mom, I understand that's not easy on any man. It's okay if some men just don't want to fill the shoes of a stepdad off the bat. No, that's most men. Most guys don't want to be a stepdad. The delusion is real. She claims it's just some men who don't want to be a stepfather, yet she's still single. Can't make this shit up. Someone responds to the comment, nah, he strung her along the entire time, preventing her from dating better men. No, he didn't. Her personality sucked so bad she was stuck with him. No one else wanted her personality. Everyone had equal time talking to each other at the beginning. And there you go. 2 modern women at 2 opposite ends of the look spectrum, both sucked because they depended on looks and had shitty personalities. That's a microcosm for dating in the feminist West, which is why men are going MGTOW.
As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video. Till next time.